If we agree that content is the absolute king of the internet, then you have to treat the thumbnail as the crucial first handshake that convinces someone to even look at your video. It's that incredibly brief 1-second window where a potential viewer makes the split-second decision to either engage with your masterpiece or just keep gliding past it. Now, I don't know about the rest of you out there, but for me, those little thumbnail designs used to be the single biggest source of absolute panic and creative dread. I have genuinely spent more precious production time agonizing over a tiny thumbnail image than I actually dedicated to recording the core video content itself. But that cycle of self-sabotage and creative paralysis stops right here, right now, for all of us. Today, I am going to walk you through a streamlined workflow that completely eradicates that notorious thumbnail derangement syndrome and actually gets your videos published fast while making them irresistibly click-worthy. And yes, I will certainly show you how to cleverly integrate some familiar tools like ChatGPT and Canva into this new process. But the main focus here is showcasing a dramatically better, more systematic way to conquer that entire post-production headache by leveraging the power of Vizard. You can truly think of this entire session as your exclusive backstage pass to generating viral-ready short clips and sensible, high-performing thumbnail choices without completely losing your creative sanity. Let's just be completely honest for a moment. If you aren't a dedicated designer by trade, then designing thumbnails is inherently a miserable and slow process. You can easily spot a genuinely strong composition, excellent contrast, and a compelling vibe when you see it in the wild. But the moment you try to recreate that perfect vision yourself inside a tool like Canva, you inevitably turn into an anxious, sweating mess. You suddenly want to swap out a face, slightly adjust the lighting gradient, or just pick the absolutely perfect font pairing, and poof, an hour of your life vanishes. See up. Or sometimes it's even worse, stretching out to 5 full hours just to finalize the thumbnail for a measly 8-minute video you already shot. The thumbnail might end up looking fantastic in the end, but the critical momentum and creative energy for making more content is completely lost. People try all sorts of clever little workarounds and hacks to try and speed up this painful part of the process. Some creators turn to ChatGPT to write the actual headline copy that will appear on the graphic. Others, foolishly, ask the AI to generate complete mock-ups, or even try to render the final finished image itself. While this can certainly work for brainstorming powerful concepts, the results are often frustratingly hit or miss in practice. ChatGPT is absolutely magical for suggesting punchy taglines, interesting color combinations, and structural layouts for your design. However, when you command it to generate the actual visual thumbnail image, it frequently garbles human faces, stretches elements into weird proportions, or creates awkward text boxes that clip right off the edges. I personally love using the AI for initial ideation and generating text concepts, but it is certainly not a magical one-stop shop for the entire thumbnail creation process. Now let's talk about Canva, which is an absolute beast of a design tool when used correctly by the right person. If you happen to be a power user who knows that software inside and out, you can indeed crank out clean thumbnails incredibly fast. But for the vast majority of content creators out there, Canva often devolves into the biggest time sink imaginable. You spend time finding that one perfect template, then laboriously replacing the model with your own headshot, then you mask it, reposition it, and finally, color match everything perfectly. Suddenly, you are deep into performing genuine pixel surgery on an image that should have taken 5 minutes to assemble. And that meticulous work doesn't even account for the extra time you spend creating multiple A/B test versions just to check which thumbnail performs better for your audience. So, what is the actual better, more sustainable path forward in this content creation marathon we are all running? The secret lies not in relying on a single magic tool, but in implementing a cohesive, intelligent system designed for efficiency. You need a standardized workflow that accomplishes 4 critical things without you needing to manually intervene at every single step. First, it must automatically capture the absolute best, most engaging moments from your much longer source videos. Second, it needs to instantly generate polished, ready-to-post short clips that are perfectly optimized for Reels, Shorts, and TikTok distribution. Third, the system must surface high-energy, expressive frames that serve as the ideal photographic starting point for your next thumbnail design. And finally, the workflow must automate the actual posting schedule so that you can finally publish content consistently without constant manual reminders. This is precisely where a tool like Vizard steps in and fundamentally changes the entire game for creators like us. The key difference is that Vizard doesn't just trim the video down clumsily, it intelligently analyzes the entire timeline for organic engagement cues. It actively seeks out peaks in audio energy, noticeable and engaging hand gestures, genuinely surprising lines, moments of shared laughter, and emotionally charged speaking beats. Once it pinpoints these high-value segments, it automatically transforms them into polished, ready-to-share short clips ready for immediate deployment. But Vizard's utility extends far beyond just producing those vertical teasers, which is where the real thumbnail magic begins. The system also extracts the very best still frames, specifically choosing ones where your face is completely clear, highly expressive, and perfectly timed within the action. Those extracted frames often become the absolute best possible starting foundation for creating your next click-worthy thumbnail graphic. Imagine this scenario. Instead of spending an agonizing hour inside Canva trying to manually hunt for that one perfect frame within 30 minutes of footage, Vizard simply hands you a curated selection of strong candidates. From that small, pre-vetted pile, you can quickly choose the best one, make only the most minor visual tweaks, and then slap on a short, compelling headline. By the way, ChatGPT can still help you brainstorm 10 killer headline variations in about 30 seconds flat to make that text truly pop. Then, you drop that frame into Canva or whatever editor you prefer for the final, quick polish, knowing Vizard already handled 90% of the difficult lifting. Because the heavy lifting of frame selection is already complete, adjusting things like contrast or checking text safe zones becomes exponentially easier. The final, crucial piece of this system is leveraging Vizard's built-in scheduling features to determine when and where your new short clip should actually go live. You simply decide on your desired posting cadence, whether that's daily, 3 times a week, or whatever frequency suits your strategy. And Vizard manages the entire outbound process. It will even consolidate everything into one centralized content calendar, giving you a bird's-eye view of everything scheduled across all your connected platforms. So let's quickly circle back and examine precisely why this integrated approach manages to save you such a tremendous amount of creative time. The answer is simple. The most mentally draining and time-consuming creative work, finding those viral moments and perfect frames, is intelligently offloaded to an AI system specifically tuned to look for engagement signals. This setup allows you to retain ultimate creative control over the final product without ever having to perform the tedious manual grunt work. Now, I want to compare this system directly against other common approaches you might be considering, and I promise to be completely transparent with you about the pros and cons. If you rely purely on a ChatGPT workflow, you'll certainly get brilliant initial scripts and excellent headline ideas, which is fantastic for starting the process. However, you will still face the massive hurdle of producing reliably perfect images or managing the complexities of a multi-platform posting schedule manually. It remains a brilliant ideation partner, but it absolutely cannot function as your fully automated end-to-end publishing tool. Moving on to a Canva-only workflow, while the tool is incredibly powerful, it becomes massively manual when you're handling every step yourself. That includes clip selection, frame extraction, complex thumbnail composition, and then the final scheduling effort, which forces you into using other apps. Adding those extra apps or requiring paid premium plans just to automate the posting introduces unnecessary cost and significant friction into your day. When we look at other automated editing tools on the market, they often suffer from locking their best features behind prohibitively steep pricing tiers. Furthermore, some of those tools only focus narrowly on creating clips for a single platform, ignoring the broader need for a unified content strategy. A common failure point is that they neglect to provide an integrated content calendar, forcing you back to juggling spreadsheets and setting manual reminders on your phone. In stark, positive contrast, Vizard is specifically engineered around the genuine reality of modern content creation. The reality is that you are making long-form content. You desperately need tons of short repurposed clips, and you absolutely need them posted reliably to avoid burnout. Vizard's 3 core strengths: the automatic editing of viral clips, the integrated auto-scheduling, and the central content calendar, combine into one cohesive workflow. It's not just 3 random features haphazardly stuck together. They actually communicate with each other in a way that mathematically saves you dozens of hours every month. I've gathered a few more practical, real-world tips that I've personally learned while rigorously testing this workflow in the trenches. First, make sure you maintain one single, highly consistent library of your best hero headshots for easy swapping into templates later on. If you plan on doing any face swapping in Canva, having uniform headshots makes the AI matching process much more predictable and successful for the final look. When using ChatGPT for those quick A/B headline variations, never ever settle for the first idea it gives you right out of the gate. Always ask it to generate a full set of 10 distinct variations. Then from that larger pool, you can easily select the top 2 strongest options to actually test. Usually, when you see that full range of options, one of them will instantly resonate with you as feeling completely right for the video's tone. If you are aiming for a very uniform look across an entire video series, create one master template in Canva with your fixed fonts and text safe zones locked in place. Then, you simply populate that template with the high-quality frames Vizard provides, ensuring every single upload looks fast and deliberately consistent. Crucially, you must fight the urge to obsess over achieving absolute, unattainable perfection on every single thumbnail you ever create. The very first thumbnail you assign to a new clip is almost always perfectly good enough to get the initial views rolling in. If a specific clip ultimately performs poorly with its first thumbnail, then you have clear data that it is time to iterate and improve that specific asset. But if a clip absolutely crushes it with the initial design, you can then confidently boost that content and move on to the next piece. I absolutely do not want to stand here and pretend that Vizard is some kind of magical solution that solves every single possible problem a creator faces. There will always be specific moments where you genuinely want to retain full manual control over the creative output. I'm talking about things like a massive brand launch, creating a truly polished evergreen cornerstone piece, or executing a highly theatrical cinematic edit for a special project. However, for the necessary daily grind of publishing consistently, efficiently repurposing your long content, and avoiding creative burnout, this specific workflow combo is pure gold. So, if you are utterly sick and tired of dedicating more time to designing thumbnails than you spend actually making the core content, I strongly urge you to try this new flow. Let the automated intelligence find your absolute best, most engaging moments, and the most expressive starting frames for you automatically. Next, use AI brainstorming to rapidly generate a stack of headline variations that perfectly complement your chosen visual asset. Then, polish that thumbnail just slightly inside a template, and finally, let Vizard queue up and automatically post all those new clips according to your preset schedule. When you adopt this method, you will find yourself publishing more frequently, iterating on ideas much faster, and most importantly, genuinely enjoying the creation process again. Please take a moment right now to drop a comment down below and share your personal thumbnail horror story with the rest of us. Tell me the longest, most ridiculous amount of time you've spent on one, or maybe the weirdest design regret you still carry with you. If you're already using other tools effectively, mention which ones they are, and specifically, what functionality you really wish they did better for you. I promise to read through every single one of those comments, and I will absolutely follow up with a brand new video showing real before and after examples using this exact system. All right, the time for theorizing is over. It's time for action, so go record that core video content right now. Upload the source file, and then confidently let this intelligent system take over the mundane, repetitive grind of daily content distribution. Your primary job is to save every ounce of your precious creative energy for the actual act of creation, and nothing else, period. I sincerely look forward to seeing you all in the very next video, where we break down the measurable results of this new workflow.